We are at the East Baton Rouge Parish Schools Convocation. We do it every year. We've got 5,500 people in the house here at Southern University's F.G. Clark Center. It's just a kickoff for the new school year. We have 11 national blue ribbon schools. We have some of the best schools in the world. We have 11 students who scored a perfect 36 on the ACT. We have magnet schools for everyone. We have traditional schools for everyone. If you haven't looked at EBR schools, you need to look at EBR schools. We have some phenomenal opportunities here. Our teachers have heart. We have great teachers and great leaders in the schools. So EBR is moving forward, and we're building the future of Baton Rouge. Absolutely fantastic. We have been growing academically. This past year, East Baton Rouge schools grew by 3 points, and that was 2 points more than the state average, and we were 6th in the state in growth academically. So we're moving in the right direction. We're doing some good things here. We have great people. This system is about people. It's not about the programs. It's about the people. So we want to build relationships with people, with parents, with the community, and have neighborhood schools that will serve the public of Baton Rouge.
This is it. The time is now. It's time to inspire. It's time to educate. It's time to sketch the blueprint for the year ahead. We are the foundation, the support, the backbone, the positive reinforcement our students need to achieve beyond their wildest dreams. And one day we will be able to proudly say that we handed the architects of our future the tools they needed to succeed. Our dedication, determination, and strength of character is building the future of Baton Rouge. Their future begins now, and it's our time to make history. Together, we are one team, one mission.
Good morning, everyone, and again, welcome to Southern University and A&M College for your opening convocation. We're so happy to see you here this morning. I am bringing greetings on behalf of our campus and system president, Dr. Ray Baton, the faculty, staff, administration, and students of Southern University. As you know, our campus was chartered back in 1880 as a state-supported institution to educate African Americans in the great state of Louisiana. And here we are 138 years later, still providing access for students who otherwise may never have an opportunity to fulfill their dream of getting a college degree. To all of the teachers, principals, administrators, and staff, I want to congratulate you on having our students prepared for the future and all of the recognition that this school system has gotten over the last years for being one of the best in the country. Through our School of Education here at Southern University, we are producing educators who have distinguished themselves in East Baton Rouge Parish School System, throughout the state of Louisiana, throughout the nation, and indeed the world. In fact, a majority of the principals named to lead Recovery School District in Baton Rouge are graduates of Southern University. And as we are always working to improve the skill sets of our graduates, and through this partnership that we have with East Baton Rouge Parish School System, this fall we will be implementing a year-long teaching residency to enhance our students' classroom management and real-life teaching experiences. Also through our partnership, Southern University is a dual enrollment option for our students. Research has shown that students who complete college courses while still enrolled in high school have higher retention and graduation rates. And so we would like for you to encourage your students to enroll at Southern University and also to encourage faculty to become facilitators so that these dual enrollment courses can be offered on your school campuses. Here at the institution, we offer 56 degree programs, 32 undergraduate degrees, 18 masters, and PhDs in urban forestry, public policy, nursing, nursing practice, environmental toxicology, and yes, science, math, education. And of course, Southern University is a home of the Law Center here on our campus. For our teachers who are wanting to extend your education, we also offer online degree programs here. And those programs are a great alternative for people whose schedules cannot accommodate attending classes in a traditional manner. And students who enroll in our online programs take the same courses and receive the same benefits as you would if you were here on the campus with us. So we also would like for you to encourage your high-achieving students to consider Southern University and A&M College. The success of our alumni is a testament to the quality of our academic programs. So continue to view Southern University as a resource and a partner in education. So as you participate in the program here on campus today, I hope you will have an opportunity to ride through our campus, particularly the portion that runs along the Mississippi. It is breathtaking. If you can't visit today, we would like for you to come back and visit our Museum of Art, known as SUMA, which contains 8 galleries dedicated to African American art. And so again, we want to welcome you to the Bluff. We want to welcome you to Jaguar Country, where we are Southern. Thank you very much.
It's just so amazing to know that they think of me enough to build a prosthetic hand and ensure that I have fully functioning fingers. I've said this before, a lot of times principals get the bad rap and they're the mean person, but just to know that they do really care, to even go above and beyond a simple project that they were getting, and to take it to the next level and actually build prosthetic fingers. I'm just truly honored.
Well, why I came to Scotlandville was because of the robotics program. I really like robots. When I joined Miss J's class, that's when I got the opportunity to make the 3D fingers.
I was amazed whenever I was given the opportunity to even be over this. And then whenever I got to handpick the students and let them know what they would be doing, we all had a meeting together to figure out our game plan. It was just so much excitement.
I love Miss Scott because she gives us students a lot of chances. She understands us and she's a great listener.
We tried them on after school one day, just to kind of do the fitting. I was like, oh my God, they're really gonna do this. It's really gonna happen. And I mean, they had their tape measure and then they had their pen and their paper and they had a plan. So it's so touching.
And I feel like if you give your faculty and students lots of love, then they're going to succeed. There's no way that they can't succeed. If you put your all in and really invest into your students, you're going to have a great year and you're going to produce great students.
Thank you and good morning. Well, come on now, it's the first day of school. We can do better than that, right? Good morning. There you go, that's what I'm talking about. I want to welcome all of you here, and I'd like to thank Dr. Ammons, Chancellor Littleton Steib, and President Alexander for those inspiring remarks. The kickoff of the school year in East Baton Rouge Parish is a big deal. We serve a community in need of great education, and you all are providing that education for them. It's so important that we have some very special guests with us today to share that importance. I'd like to take an opportunity to recognize our Louisiana State Lieutenant Governor, Mr. Billy Nungesser. Thank you for being here, Billy. I'd also like to take a moment to introduce a few other very important people in this in this arena and in this community, I'd like to take an opportunity to recognize our Mayor President, Sharon Weston Broome. Please give her a hand. We have some other important people in the audience. I'd like to introduce Mr. Hiller Moore, our District Attorney. Our Police Chief, Mr. Murphy Paul. Our former school board president and now Metro Council member, Ms. Barbara Freiberg. We also have Metro Council member, Mr. Lamont Cole. And our Bessie member from East Baton Rouge Parish, Ms. Jada Lewis. Jada, where are you? Those are some very important people who took time out of their day to come here to support you and what you're doing and to support us in the work that we're doing. It's an honor to share this special day with all of those distinguished guests. But our guests of honor, they're you, our heroes, our classroom teachers, our bus drivers, our cafeteria workers, our entire administrative staff. One team, one mission, East Baton Rouge. And that's what you do every day. So as I walked around earlier, I saw a lot of familiar faces, and it was great to see everybody. But I also saw a lot of new faces out there, some first-year teachers with our district. And I would like to ask all of our first-year teachers to please stand up so we can welcome you to the East Baton Rouge Parish team. And to each of you, I would tell you this job will challenge you in many ways. I'm sure some of your more experienced colleagues are going to share some of that with you. But the reality of it is there are incredible opportunities, and the rewards for the job far outweigh those challenges. You, each and every one of you, has the opportunity to change the lives of children and to change their destiny. And I challenge each and every one of you to go out and do that. I want to tell a little story. When I was a kid in 1st and 2nd grade, I hated to go to school. Just absolutely couldn't stand it. I would tell my mom every day my tummy hurt. I didn't feel good, right? It's like, oh, Mom, I don't feel good today. Now, if she let me stay home, I'd go out and play in the yard. But anyway, one day, though, that changed when I walked into my 3rd grade class and I met a teacher by the name of Miss High. It was the first time I ever walked into a classroom. It was the first time I went into school and felt like I was truly loved. I'll never forget that. It was at that moment she cared about me. She may not have, but she sure made me believe it. And that love affected me in such a significant way that my mom thought something was wrong with me, because the next day I dressed up and was out the door to school. I couldn't wait to see Miss High every day. Miss High changed my life, because she made me love education. She believed in me, she had confidence in me, just like those children who are going to come into your classroom. The lessons you teach shouldn't just be about test grades. They should be about inspiring children to want more from life. So ask yourselves, each and every one of you, what memory will your students hold after they leave you? Test scores are important, they're measuring sticks for academics, but you have the unique opportunity to shape the minds and the character of every child in your classroom, and I challenge you to do that. Remember that your students will follow your lead and reflect your attitude. Lead with optimism and love, and your students will follow. We live and work in very uncertain times, and we work with children who have challenges that when we were young, we couldn't have imagined. We have to overcome that every day. Make that classroom be a safe place for those children. Make it be a place that they want to come to. Make it be my 3rd grade year at school. Each of you, in my mind, the teachers, the bus drivers, cafeteria workers, the entire administration, the entire community who is here supporting our education system, are a significant part of how we can affect the next generation. It is an honor for me as president, and I know my fellow school board members, to serve beside you as you are on the front lines every day, in the classroom, on the bus route, in the cafeteria, in the library, and I could go on. Whether it's your first year on the job or your 30th year on the job, tomorrow we all start a new chapter together. And I ask you this, 45 years from now, will one of your students be standing here telling educators the same story I told about Ms. High? We start a new chapter tomorrow. What will yours say? Thank you.
Wayne Talbot is an incredible man. He is completely supportive of the arts. He loves the children, he loves the students, and he always puts students first. Arts is an incredible part of what we do here at Baton Rouge Center for Visual and Performing Arts, as well as in the community, and Wayne is always the biggest supporter. It doesn't matter what event we have, where it is, he's always there to support the kids and the students and the teachers, and we love him very much.
And over the last 9 years, it's just been not even a job, it's just been an advocacy, a passion, creativity, and bringing the arts back to the forefront of the curriculum where it needs to be with the academics. They need to be joined together so we can be successful in educating the entire child.
He's certainly put arts at the forefront. He's been an advocate for the arts. We've seen funding cut for years, in the arts, and it's really sad to kind of see some of that go, but when you have people like Wayne that are out in the community, that are fighting for the kids each and every single day, you always know that everything's going to be okay.
Or maybe it's just an illusion, but either way, the genie will have more powers than you'll ever have.
And I know every kid that's at Baton Rouge Center will continue to see him in the community and will know the impact that he had. We are literally building the future of Baton Rouge, and the future of Baton Rouge starts with these children right here today. And I think that if we can teach them to love school, love learning, love kids, love the arts, I think we're going to end up teaching them how to love Baton Rouge, and our community is going to be better because of it.
It just touches my heartstrings. I think I've left a positive mark after the last 40 years, and that's the biggest legacy I can leave. If I can put a positive print on someone's heart and give them hope that they can do whatever they want to do in a creative way, then my life's not in vain.
Thank you for the warm welcome. And thank you, President Tatman. Heroism is characterized by bravery, boldness, courage, and valor. It takes something special, a little extra fortitude and determination. In these difficult times, when people across the country are so divided, politicians forsake their principles for power, and many world leaders have abandoned the greater good for the good of the few, we can always escape to Hogwarts and join Harry Potter's class. We can imagine a world where we choose to be brave, to do the right thing even when it's incredibly hard and against all odds, and where we often stand almost completely alone in doing it. At Hogwarts, a few strong people fought incredibly hard for years because they believed in the greater good and the power of love. In a time where it feels like it's very hard to be brave and stand up for what is right, it is good to be reminded that people like Harry, Hermione, Ron, Professor Dumbledore, Hagrid, and all the others out there, groups of dedicated teachers, social workers, allied health professionals, counselors, administrators, and bus operators, like yourselves, persistently fighting for a better world, striving to do good in a world that sometimes doesn't even recognize your efforts. Here are some of the lessons of the Harry Potter series, which are rich in values, which hopefully will inspire us and give us greater courage. From Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, it's our choices, Harry, that show what we truly are, far more than our abilities. And from Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, besides, the world isn't split into good people and Death Eaters. We've all got both light and dark inside us. What matters is the part we choose to act on. That's who we truly are. And from Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, differences of habit and language are nothing at all if our aims are identical and our hearts are open. And in Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, every human life is the same and worth saving. Today, I celebrate your heroism. Thank you for choosing courage, for bravely saving the lives of our children every day, for serving one another, for your leadership and your contributions to the greater good of our community. Thank you for choosing love.
Yes, Viking Warriors, Viking Warriors.
I say Coach Masterson is one of the best coaches that ever coached me. He tell you, he don't sugarcoat nothing. He'll tell you straight up what you need to work on, what not, you know, what you're okay with, stuff like that.
No, I don't wear a whistle, and I don't yell and scream like that out at practice. It's just a matter of being firm, friendly, and fair. Now, when we get in the grass itself, it's strictly business. Now, once we leave that, we'll talk about everything else. The seniors know they can come in and talk about anything, and it's going to stay in that room.
He's very calm and mellow. He wants the best for us as players. He stays on us about being in the classroom a lot too.
School comes first. He makes sure that we focus in the classroom. If you're not, no matter who you is, you could be the best player on the team. If your grade's not right, he won't allow you to play. You could tell that he loves us, you know, and he gonna make sure we on the right path no matter what.
One of the proudest things that I have here is we don't get unsportsmanlike penalties here. We get penalties just like every other program, but it better not be an unsportsmanlike, because it's not just a reflection on that kid, it's a reflection on that team, and our team is a reflection of Northeast High School.
It's brought me around a lot of good people. It opened my eyes a lot. It motivated me to be a better person in life.
Sometimes you're gonna have great players or you're gonna have great students. Sometimes you're not. You do the best with what you have. And if you do that over the consistency of the long run, you're going to be fine.
Showtime on three! Showtime on three! 1, 2, 3! Showtime!
You know, yesterday we came over here for a little rehearsal and we listened to the group, and then I realized I had to come up after them. And I knew that was a mistake, but I did it anyway. Sometimes you just don't learn, right? You know, you can probably see the theme for today. We're celebrating our heroes here. We're celebrating our people. You know, why do we do this? You think about the 5,500 people in this building right now, plus all of our guests. We do this, and it's not easy, but we do this because it is important for you to see the awesome influence you have and the power you have, and just the awesome, incredible power you have in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. You are a force to be reckoned with in Baton Rouge. And until we get together as one team, one mission right here, until we get together and see this awesome force, we're spread apart into more than 100 facilities, and sometimes we get in those silos a little bit. We have to see the power of EBR, and that's what we're seeing right now today. You know, that group, think about the group right there. Those are our students and our teachers that teach our children every day. Mike Esnaugh, two-time Emmy Award winner, leading that group. Phenomenal. Give them a hand. I want to give a shout out to our announcer, Jorge Panwan. Jorge, where are you? You know, I was at the Lehigh graduation last year, and this booming voice was there, and I was sitting on the stage, and I said, who did y'all get to voice over your graduation? Because last year we had a voiceover that we hired someone to do the voiceover, and it was automatic. And they said, it's not automatic, it's Jorge right there. I went, I gotta find that guy. So when we started looking for this year, I forgot what school he was at. So he's at Lehigh.
Thank you.
We found him. Jorge, give me a little example. Come on, give us a little example.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the 2018-2019 Convocation.
I want to thank our ROTC group, Colonel Hiver, and all of the people who are involved in that. I want to thank the Scotlandville Band, all of the groups, all of our partners here today. We have so many different partners here today that I just cannot thank enough, because this is really important stuff. I want to thank our school board. I want to introduce our school board members individually, because this would not happen without them. School board president, David Tatman. Vice President, Connie Bernard. Mark Ballou. Dr. Kenyatta Nelson-Smith. Jill Dyson. Dawn Collins, Verita Lee, whom I'm on the phone with all the time, by the way. And thank you, Verita. And Evelyn Ware Jackson, thank you. And I saved the best for last, Mike Goday. I was getting there, Mike Goday. You know, and I want to thank Southern University for hosting us. This is just a good place to have it. I know it's not easy to do this. Thank you, Southern University. Dr. Ammons, thank you. So I want to start by celebrating you today and the students present that did an outstanding job last year. Last year I challenged you to grow academically, and you rose to the occasion. We had a +3 growth to mastery last year in East Baton Rouge Parish. The state average was +1. We grew by 3. And if you take the 70 districts in the state, we were number 6 in growth in Louisiana. Thank you for what you do. The result of school leadership is ownership. And you can probably get this theme. It's from the heart, right? It's not what you do, it's how you do it. It's not about the programs, it's about the people. It's about building relationships. And our theme today is Heroes Tell Your Story. I've been thinking about this for several years. But we all have a fantastic story to tell. I know that, and I want to hear some of your stories this year. You know, I'm going to challenge you. I challenged you last year academically, but I'm going to challenge you this year to grow student population and continue to grow academically. So what does that mean? That means I would like to, and I've talked to the principals about this already, I would like for you to have +5 students in your school on October 1st this year, more than you had last October 1st. We are a district that has a great thing to offer our students. We can no longer wait for them to come to us. We have to go to them. So that's my challenge to you this year. You know, when I talk to people, when I go into the schools, I hear stories of success, joy, kindness, peace, love, challenges, and hardship. As I listened to these stories over the years, I began to realize that we all have a magnificent story to tell. Some will break your heart, some will warm your heart, but all are fascinating. It does not matter what your role is, and we've heard about everybody today, from bus drivers to child nutrition to everyone, teachers and paras and everybody. It does not matter what your role is. You are a teacher. You influence. Don't ever underestimate the influence you have on our children every day. If you're in contact with our students, there's no better way to develop a relationship with them than by asking, so, what is your story? Tell me your story. I want y'all to do that this year. And then just hold on, because you're going to hear some fascinating, amazing stories from your children. We have role models that influence our decisions and lives, and that's you, our role models. 3 years ago, I shared with you some of my story at Bethany 3 years ago. How many people were at Bethany 3 years ago? Raise your hand. Lots of you. And I shared a little bit about my story, about my father, who ran away from home, became a pilot, and flew in World War II. But he had a father who was, and he was a bit of a rebel, but he had a father who was an electrical engineer, worked for George Westinghouse up in Pennsylvania and Massachusetts, and was a great, great man, very smart man. My mother, on the other hand, was the matriarch of the family, and she was an LSU cheerleader back from 42 to 45. She was a model in Miami, Florida from 1953 or 4. My brother Kerry is here, and my other brother Curlin, they're twins. He lives in Florida now. He couldn't be here today. They were born in Fort Lauderdale when our mother was a model on TV when TV first started, way back in the day. But she held the family together. She held the family together. And she taught us to be independent and hardworking. And I could give you a story you probably wouldn't believe, but I want to hear your story. So what are the qualities of a hero? A hero doesn't have to possess the strength to lift buildings or fly through the air, but they all share similar qualities: courage, selflessness, humility, patience, kindness, and standing up for those who cannot stand up for themselves. There are people who've been here, there are people in this room right now who've been working in this system for over 40 years who've never called in sick a day. That's hard to believe, isn't it? There are people who stand in times of tragedy and pick others up. That's going beyond the call of duty. And when we go the extra mile, amazing things happen. Did you know that we have 11 national blue ribbon schools in Baton Rouge? 11 national blue ribbon schools. Did you know that we had 11 students at Baton Rouge High who scored perfect 36 on the ACT? Thank you. I took it twice, and I don't think both of those scores would add up to a 36. All right? We have many, many national merit finalists, blue ribbon schools. Some schools are multiple winners. We have 5 presidential scholars just recently. We have schools that have won national competitions, and it takes an army of people like you to make these accomplishments happen. So I want to recognize right now our EBR Foundation, Keela Stovall, Jeff Martin, and our foundation members who are here today, because they give us something. They give back to the schools, whether it's STEM, STEAM, robotics, aquaponics. They provide opportunities. And this year, you know, we have the United Way Drive every year. We're going to have the United Way Drive and the EBR Foundation Drive. And you can, if you want to donate to them instead of the United Way, that's fine. And it can come directly from your paycheck if you want to, or you can give them one time. But it goes directly back into the schools. We're going to give you that opportunity to do that. The foundation has really been a support mechanism for this school system. You know, the best thing about education is that we are in the business of giving every day. Sometimes we don't see our product until many, many years later. Pastor and I were talking about that this morning, that sometimes, you know, we pass them on to the next teacher. And when you get that letter, 5 or 10 or 15 or 20 years later, or an employee walks by me and says, "You taught me at X," that makes you feel good. That makes you feel good. So I want to talk about a person today, and I'm going to celebrate with a lot of heroes today. Pamela Talbot, now the assistant. Where's Pamela? Now the assistant principal at Estruma Middle Magnet. She has an unbelievable story. Ms. Talbot began working in East Baton Rouge Parish as a custodian, then a bus driver for 9 years. And when her children got a little bit older, they said, "Mama, you gotta do more. You can do more." She went back to college right here at Southern. She got her education degree. She got her master's degree. She became a teacher and now is assistant principal at Estruma Middle Magnet. Congratulations. And she shares her personal testimony with her students every day. And that's what I want you to do, is share your personal testimony. They need to hear who you are. Thank you, Pamela, for what you do and your commitment to education to our students. This next story also touched my heart. Shalika Scott. Miss Scott, raise your hand, Miss Scott, right there. She has served in EBR for 15 years and has been principal of Scotlandville Pre-Engineering Magnet Academy for 6 years, a 2-time Magnet Schools of America Award of Distinction winner, Scotlandville Pre-Engineering Magnet is a nationally certified magnet school. There are only 38 in the United States. So congratulations to Scotlandville Magnet, Pre-Engineering Magnet. The school is a two-time regional winner of Future City competition. They competed against schools from around the world in Washington, D.C. And she was the first in Louisiana to use the flying classroom. I got to go over there and see Captain Barrington Irving, first African American to fly solo around the world, teaching our students at the Baton Rouge Airport, just about a mile from here. The students at Scotlandville Pre-Engineering Magnet are learning underwater robotics. There's even talk of them building a race car this year at their school. But I want you to see a little bit, and what is really amazing is that Miss Scott was born without the full function of one of her hands. It was never something that hindered her, kept her from her job, never changed her spirit or her outlook, but her students were inspired and became the first school in the nation to create a bionic hand for their principal. Congratulations, thank you. I want you to take a look at this video with Miss Scott. Video coming up. Well, you can go to ebr.org or you can call us at 922-5400, East Baton Rouge Parish School Board.